Welcome back, my dear viewers, to the mini-series Magnetic Woman. In this video you will learn how to captivate with feminine gestures, with body language and with specific techniques that are feminine and powerful at the same time, and that will make you very magnetic as a woman and of course attractive in a feminine way. If you haven't seen the first part about feminine confidence, which is very important, I will link that video here and also down below so that you can watch it. So basically I will show you 3 techniques that are effective and also highly seductive. The first is the open hand gesture. In my Move Like a Lady playlist, I have already talked about how to use your hands in a feminine way, how to position them in different situations, but that's a different topic. If you are interested in that, watch those videos. I will link them also in the info box. Here it will be more about one specific technique that is not so much about posture, but more about body language, the open hand technique. Why did I pick this technique? The thing is that the open hand gesture invites and creates trust. Hold your palms open. If you stand, you can hold them a little bit together like this. If you are talking, you can of course talk and underline your words in a soft way, but hold your palms open. If you are listening, you can also hold them either like that or in a different way. But the crucial thing is palms open. Why? When your hands are visible and the palms face upwards, this gesture signals trust and openness. And people naturally trust people who show them their open palms. Maybe you also know this typical reaction if someone, for example, wants to say, "Oh, I'm innocent, I haven't done anything." That comes from within. It is a natural language of your body that shows, look, I have nothing in my hands, I'm not dangerous, I'm innocent. This has also to do with it. But using this in conversations, when you're listening, when you are interacting with people in a more subtle way, because this is about subtlety, about femininity, will have a similar but different effect. It will make you approachable, it will make you trustable, it will make you appear open and honest and authentic. Remember that this open hand gesture can set the tone for an authentic connection. That's why it is so important and it is worth to remember. Now let's go on to another technique, and I will also try to later in the end give you some examples, some scenes where you can see this technique. So basically the technique comes from the neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, and is also used in business and in psychology, and it is the so-called mirroring technique. The term already says it has to do with mirroring someone, or better said, mirroring the body language or the movements of someone you are interacting with in order to develop rapport. Rapport is the word that is used in NLP. It basically connects the person to you in a very subconscious way, in a subtle way, and this is basically what you will achieve with that. You will make the person feel not only more connected to you, but also you will be liked more and the person will feel more comfortable. So what is it in particular? It is matching another person's position, like body position, and also movements. The cue is, or the interesting thing is that actually if you like someone and if someone likes you, this happens naturally because we are programmed that way, and I find that so interesting, that we actually mirror people that we like automatically. I have caught myself doing this a few times when I was sitting with someone I liked, but here I am explaining to you the background and how you can actually use it to build rapport in a conscious way. First, observe the pace of their movements. Then reflect the posture in a subtle yet natural way, so it has to look organic. And also you don't have to reflect all of their movements and their whole position. If someone is attentive, this might come across as a little bit, you know, unnatural or too intrusive or even manipulative. So it must be kind of organic and with a time lapse. And you will see the result. Where to use the mirroring technique? So of course, at social gatherings, it is very beneficial to use the mirroring techniques, but mostly in one-to-one conversations. So that doesn't have to be a romantic meeting, but of course it can be. It can also simply be between two friends, or when you have something that you want to connect with the other person more upon. So maybe a conversation about some plans. It can also be a business meeting. This mirroring technique will always establish rapport, and this is helpful for many situations. So basically this is one of the most versatile techniques. That's why I wanted to explain this tool to you in this video. And the third, also very effective, subtle yet feminine tool, or that you can use in a very feminine way because it has to do with physical touch, is the subtle touch. Also comes from neurolinguistic programming, NLP, and has a strong rapport building effect, but even stronger than the mirroring. That's why I would not recommend you to use this in all situations, like you could use the mirroring, because it involves physical touch. So what is it? You should, or you can, touch the other person's shoulder or arm slightly while saying something that you want the person to remember or that you want to increase the impact of. And those places, the shoulder and the arm, are actually the safest ones. Those are places that will not make the person feel uncomfortable in most cases. Of course, there are some exceptions, but usually this is a safe place to touch a person, and it is not too intimate. Now, in our purpose, in our feminine purpose, you can do that very slowly, very softly. You can also use the arm if you feel secure with that, or if the other person maybe is a little bit closer to you. And then talk about what you want to talk about. You can repeat this also. And sometimes this can also form an anchor with a specific feeling or a specific word. But this goes really deep into NLP. So if you repeat this touch with a specific feeling or a specific topic or a specific word, the next time you might touch the person on the arm or at this place, they might remember the feeling or the topic. The body will connect the feeling or the topic with the touch. Also, some people are very sensitive to physical touch. They like physical touch. They will establish a closer bond with you when you use physical touch in a safe way when talking. But always be mindful of the culture, of the situation, respect boundaries, and then you will also be on the safe side. And if you feel that the person is not comfortable, and they will show you by their body language. After a time, you will be able to read body language, to sense what they feel, how they feel, and then you will automatically do the right thing. So I would recommend you to use this in friendly conversations, like in one-to-one conversations. Of course, also in romantic or seductive conversations or situations, but try to avoid it in professional settings. So you can do the mirroring, but I would avoid physical touch in business meetings. Even though I sometimes see that, especially when I'm at diplomatic events or receptions, I see that among the diplomats, of course there are different cultures with different comfort zones or distance zones. They are using physical touch, but that's also because they sometimes already know each other, and that's something different. They build connection. It's a lot about connection making in this field. But I mean, in the corporate field, or if you are working at in some other area, I would be a little bit more cautious with physical touch and rather avoid it. So, my dear viewers, those were the 3 most effective techniques that I have picked for this purpose, for this video. And in the next video, we will go on the inside. You will learn how a magnetic presence actually develops from within and how you can own a room with your feminine energy. How can you even develop this kind of energy? How can you become magnetic from the inside? So make sure that you subscribed and click the notification bell, because only then you will be notified when I upload that video and you shouldn't miss it. And now I will show you some examples of the techniques that I have talked about in this video. Thank you for watching and bye bye.